Hey guys, gonna do a quick depth 928 primeval chamber while I'm just talking about the latest upgrade. Gonna hopefully be a short one. I'm pre-recording this on Saturday the 15th. Not sure when it's gonna be posted, maybe Tuesday or something like that. But just gonna talk about what we've been doing. We are approaching the 1000 depth mark. We've continued making upgrades for the build. Just gonna nearly die on the way here because my cast wild damage taken procced. You can see it's starting to get a little bit more sketchy here, depending on mods, but we're still doing okay. And we'll just jump down. I have been going into these chambers just because I know they can have Azurite in the chests. Got 10,000 Azurite from one of them. But you can see, even at 928 depth, we're still doing okay. Like, still doing fine. I will talk about swap. I'll talk about a craft I done as well. Still a little bit over the pay grade for this depth. I think like we're making a lot of upgrades and we don't like necessarily need them. I'll quickly jump in this this sulfite fissure too, just to quickly show you. You see we're getting max soul eater stacks just from our hex touch setup, our coil and whisper. Something I do actually need to look into is source of fortify. But we're just stood still. As soon as we swap to ancestral call, it's just like melting the GPU of how much we're filling the screen with our Molten strike. But yeah, still feeling tanky, still feeling fine. Died maybe 10 times total, I think, on the way down, and a lot of it was down to one of two particularly nasty mods for us, which at the time was Elemental Pen, because we didn't have that many elemental resistances. You can see we've got the boss here, and blew him up. And the other mod was Wither, because we are still a little bit low on Chaos Resist. Anyway, let's jump back to the mine encampment and just talk about what we've done since the last vid. Okay, so mainly it has been this Simplex. So we did settle on this Simplex, actually. This isn't a complete one. I got quite far into it, and I'll be honest with you, I had the currency to carry on going. I didn't have the willpower though. I just wanted to play the game. We spent like, I think 5 hours crafting this. The crafting method is you get the blue warlord base. Oh, craft method we were doing at least. Get the blue warlord base. No mods on it. Imprint it. Roll it until it gets percent strength. Awaken orb the donor attributes onto it, and they'll hope to not hit one of those two mods, lock suffixes, and reforge influence. All in all, I will actually show this on screen. This was the breakdown of what each try was costing me. It was around 5 divine per try. Awakener's orbs actually went up, so over 5 divine per try. Probably like 6 divine per try. 21 tries plus the base equals about 200 div. We were into this this amulet. It got to the point where I was like, I just want to play the game. You know, for what I want to do, go to like delve 1500, maybe a little bit further. But what I want to do, I don't really need to hit a perfect one. This was still, I think I still have this loaded in POB. This was still a 17% DPS upgrade for us. We had to juggle a couple of more things around, but still a good DPS upgrade. We're just going to take it to the bank. We're probably ending on this. Like I said, not perfect, but it's not church. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? So there we go. There's our settled Simplex that we ended up settling on. So been checking out Flask. I think I mentioned last time I was looking at swapping back out of replica roomies. I don't really like the lack of uptime on it, and I like the auto flasks. So I was swapping between Wise Oak. Now we're not matched on resistances, I know, but I was like quite low on resistances over cap, if that makes sense. So Elemental Pen was a real issue. So I put on Wise Oak because of the Bismuth base, and that was helping with that a bit. I was swapping it for replica roomies, and then we've just gone back to regular roomies for now. I might carry on doing this swap if I can be bothered with Ellie Pen. I might just try to avoid it in Delve, but that is what we were doing with Flasks. I did end up swapping to a Mortal Call, and I still have this in the cast while damage taken setup. I think it's okay. I was testing on quite a juiced all we had earlier. It feels fine. Doesn't feel like I'm like never having uh, endurance charges up because of the combination with Tender Embrace. Feels like we're getting covered there. Yeah, I feel like this is a bit better than Molten Shell. I think it's dealer's choice. I've seen people on ladder using both, so I think I'm gonna prefer using a Mortal Core for now. Might test out the swap a little bit more. Um, we went into a balance of terror, and the reason I'm still using Sin's Rebirth is because I'm swapping my Despair for Frost Shield. So I'm swapping Despair into Frost Shield when I'm doing bosses in these delves, and that has given us like good uptime on Wither on the actual boss. I might try find a different link. I can just keep it in permanently and just cast it, but I can't. It's very hard when you're using Coil and Whisper because we have like 4 sockets here that need to be like locked. Probably best case scenario I think is maybe possibly coming out of enlightened support, but then I really am too bad on mana. It's not good enough, so probably would need to come out of like points on tree like here if I can get like better gems with max fire res on, and then go back into cannibalistic rite or something, and then we can go with that. But for now, I'm just swapping Despair for Frost Shield when I'm doing bosses, and it's absolutely fine. It's got like good enough uptime, just because we don't have enough flask charges to keep it up during it. So that's what we're doing, and that's why we've got 2 sources of Wither before there's any backseating saying you don't need 2 sources of Wither. This is the reason why. Sin's Rebirth is like automatic when we're just doing nodes, and then we're swapping to Despair for bosses. So that's why. I think that is really all there is to talk about. That's all that is changed since last time. Spent most of our currency on this Simplex. Bit gutted we had to settle on this, but still quite a nice amulet. Probably going to be the one that I keep for now. And I think the next upgrades I'm looking at is probably Progenesis. And then possibly a Vitality life gain on a hit, Watcher's Eye, so we can come out of these points here. But yeah, for now, that is what we've been doing. And yeah, I'm not sure when this will be posted, maybe like Tuesday or something. Probably at this point, Old School RuneScape Sailing is either released or about to release, so I'll probably be playing a bit of that, like in real time, if that makes sense. I have been streaming a bit on Twitch. If you want to keep up to date with like where we are with the delve depth, then feel free to check that out. I usually just chuck a message in the Discord when I'm about to go live. So join the Discord if you haven't already. If you need help with your POB or Torchlight code, chuck them in there, and we'll take a look at them. And I will catch you next time, whenever that might be. Bye.